Alrighty, let's get this started. So I had a request from a viewer to make an updated heroes list, Skbidi Titan list to some extent. And I haven't done one in a while, so I figured I'd bring up the new list that I made and what I think personally is what is the best Titans. I'm not going to go through every single one of them in a video format, but I'm going to get as many as I can in here. And I want to talk about at least 8 of them that are probably like the top tier of the top tiers. So the first one we're going to start off with is the Fusion Final Titan. He is by far, in my opinion, the best hero they ever did, because there was a special limited event where you had to combine 6 different Titans into one. And his doesn't display his damage down here, but he does insane damage. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through each one of these guys and I'm going to showcase them and explain why they are probably like the better ones. He does not have a special ornament, but it doesn't really matter because he's just crazy strong. He has a laser that sits on top of his head that shoots enemies from massive distance. I don't think it has a distance, honestly. Then the second he moves forward slowly, that beam of light is literally obliterating everything. And the beam just keeps going and it just keeps draining their HP. You can see it just tick, 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 done. So he, in my opinion, is top tier Titan. Now, with the newest event that they just came out recently, which was in the World Mission Board, the anniversary, they came out with a DoomCaster Titan. Now, originally, he was not that good, but because he does okay damage with the sword he throws, but sometimes it doesn't hit the enemies and whatnot, so it's fine. Not the best hero in general, but once you get his ornament, that boosts him up right next to Final Fusion Titan, just because it's 2 abilities on one Titan. The only problem I have with this hero is these ginormous screens, and you're gonna see in 2 seconds why I absolutely do not like him visually. See, insanely high. But then he blasts these TV radiuses and it melts everything on the screen. He's doing crazy damage. It's like an 8-second cooldown, which is not even that bad, honestly. He drops a sword on him, kills a majority, then he just goes tick, 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 just starts wiping him. I'm going to turn on my damage number so you can see. I'll wait for the next wave here. There it goes. And then just crazy damage. It's like every 0.1 to 0.2 seconds. So every second he's literally hitting almost at least 5 to 10 times. Yeah, he's insane. He's just too big of a Titan. That's my biggest problem with him. Next up is going to be Executor. Now, Executor by himself as well is not that great. He has an 8-second cooldown, does 300 damage, blah, 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 blah. Not the best. But what makes him really good is his ornament, but unfortunately he is a hero that you can no longer obtain, as well as Fusion Final Titan. DoomCaster has only a few more days to go, but you'll see why, because he launches his ring forward, which is fine, but it comes back in a boomerang sense, so he can clear out enemies. If he misses them the first time, he can hit them on the second time as long as it's accurate. So he can be a really strong Titan, especially for Eternal. But, because you can't get him anymore, I can place him in top 3, but there's other Titans out there that are somewhat better. So now, the next one I'm going to talk to you about is the one I've always said has been very strong regardless. I don't care what anybody says. It's unfortunate that his range is not the best all the time, but upgrade Titan Drill. Now, he hits almost 600% of attack, but what he does is he hits going out and comes back in. So if he does miss someone when they originally first try to swarm you, he'll get him on the second time. So it's always kind of like you're guaranteed a kill to some extent. He does not have a special ornament. His cooldown is 7 seconds. The only problem with him is you have to be near the enemies for him to work. So if you run away right at the last second, well, see, sometimes the enemies can fall behind, which is not an issue. But if you can be too fast, then he erupts right there. So it can miss. But you're supposed to be up in the enemy's face anyway. So if you're running in circles like this, he's not going to be your Titan. But the second you stop moving and you actually want to fight and you leave your game on auto, great Titan for that. Next one up. We are going to go to Titan Clock Warrior. Now, unfortunately, he's not the best hero either, but he can be a very good situational hero. And he does have an ornament, but the ornament doesn't work that great because you have to have it on you, which kind of defeats the purpose of having other ornaments that are more beneficial to you. But the reason why I pick him is because he hits extremely hard, and that 4 seconds of time freeze is a life-saving ability. Basically, it allows you to run away if you need to, or catch up on your healing because they're frozen in place. They can't hurt you, so you have 4 seconds of just knocking them around to get your healing back like that. And that's a one-hit kill mechanic right there for the most part. So he's not the best, but situationally he can be a life-changing Titan for certain situations. Moving on to the next one. This has always been a very good go-to one. Unfortunately, it does not show his damage here, but he attacks just very similar to the DoomCaster Titan. He has an ornament. You can find it here in the Memoirs shop. It's going to show his TV equipment. Now they must have changed it because it never used to do this before. Increases his total damage. That was originally there. But then attack can now control enemies is a completely new mechanic that I have not effectively tested out yet. So I guess during this video I will. So we're going to go take him and let's go find out. Come on. A little slow on there. He's always been a very good go-to Titan because his aura, AoE blast does good damage. He's somewhat fast. It lasts like I think 6-7 seconds, and it can hit enemies while they're under the ground. He has also different situational things, but mainly just good to have around as a AoE Titan. Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't see his control. Unless control just means making him stop and move. Weird. Okay. Next up, we got 2 more to go. Unfortunately, these ones are unobtainable, but Sonar Titan is one of the other better ones. He does have his own ornament, which you cannot get anymore. It's, what's the name of it? Hold on, sorry. There it is. His Morning Necklace. And this can control enemies. What it does is it slams them down to the ground for, I think, 2 or 3 seconds at most. His cooldown is 17 seconds, but his damage is almost 900%. So his cooldown makes up for the damage. But if you remember, like I said before, upgrade Drill Titan is 600 every 7 seconds, so it's kind of like a no-brainer. The only thing that makes him really good is because of that control, and because no matter where the enemy is on the map, he can strike him from any situation. So I'm just going to sit back here really quick, but he's going to wipe out this whole entire group right here as soon as he casts. See? That's what makes him really good. And an Eternal can make him extremely good, because if your group gets separated where there's one person over here and one person over here fighting a group of 5, well, that Titan can handle all the enemies. Now, the last Titan that I want to explain is controlled Titan. That was from a previous event as well. Unfortunately not obtainable anymore. He's very much like a Sonar Titan, but a better version of him. So he does almost 700% damage every 10 seconds. So he does almost double the amount of damage Sonar Titan can do in 30 seconds. He does not have a special ornament, and he is very good for clearing worlds, eternal. Like I said, same thing as Sonar, where he has the ability to handle enemies that are outside his radius, and it doesn't have a range limit either. This first one's not going to count, but yeah, see. I'm going to clear out these few enemies here quick, and then I'll do it on the last one. Bam, all dead. So he's just a better version of Sonar, and I kind of wish they'd put more heroes into Memoirs, but I can't. They've already added quite a few, but I'm assuming they should do more soon. So the ones I would recommend out of here would be TVman, Upgrade Drill, Clock Titan Warrior. Not a Skibidi, but Muscle Rabbit is also a very good one too, because it's 400% at 6 seconds, so it's pretty good. Only problem is it's like a 45-degree cone in front of your body, so it's not the biggest radius, but if you're on top of an enemy, shouldn't miss. Now, 4K TV Titan, don't like him. I never will. He's too slow. He can hit decently hard, but I just don't like him. People always say, why not 4K TV versus the TV Titan? Well, he's very slow, and if you're running from enemies, it causes problems. Not a fan. Just make sure you guys are picking up the ornaments in here. These ones are not all going to be good for you, but this one is a good one. If you want to have, I think this is an owned one right here, if I remember correctly. Let's turn on my UI here. Oh, I gotta go thing. Yep, that's an own one. So you get that, you put it on any Titan or any hero that you're not using just to gain the double stat bonus points. Right there, see that? Beautiful. Level 85 doubles that, my points from the cloak. 170 points getting added to my list total. Now, I'm not going to really talk too much about the regular heroes because a lot of them are not that great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this quick. This here. Alright, so I'm going to quickly talk about them. Everyone knows Flame Wizard, one of the most powerful ones in the game, just because it does a crap ton of damage and hits every single enemy on the map instantly right as soon as the wave begins. Very good clear. She's made extremely overpowered if you can get her Flame Wizard wings, which unfortunately do not come around that often, but if you do see it, which right here, you can get it from the shop. I don't think I can't even show the deal afterwards, but if you could ever get it, get it. But that's only if you're going to have high damage and have the Flame Wizard. Now, the next one, obvious in the step of heroes, would be Shaman, because it doesn't say here, but Shaman gives a 2% lifesteal. Now, if you're free to play and you don't plan to buy more Darkened Wings or any more like that, having a Shaman at 2%, enchanting for 1% lifesteal. Where is it? I don't even. Oh, there it is. Lifesteal 6 gives 1%, and then for free to play, the best ornament in the game would be Eye of Hell, because it gives 0.5 lifesteal, but also attack speed, or Mech Wings, because that also gives you lifesteal, but critical. Mech Wings I do not recommend unless you decide to buy. Where's the game passes? There we go. Slash quickly, I'm sorry. If you get this, then you can upgrade to Mech Wings. Otherwise, stick with the Eye of Hell. Now, the next hero, personally, on my list would be Snow Queen, because it reduces the movement speed by 40% and attack speed of all enemies by 20%, which means it's pretty much like a guaranteed survival method, since 20% attack speed reduced by enemies, which means you can hit them 2 or 3 times before they even hit you once, instead of it being like at least 1 or 2 times per transfer. So she's by far one of the best ones, especially in Eternal, when the enemies are hitting very hard and you need to be able to lifesteal fast enough. Next one up in line, which you can't obtain anymore because she was Halloween, and man, she hasn't been around in a while actually. She does really good damage of being 120 with your attack power, but she also has her own special ornament, which it's like a quick cut. It literally hits like the enemies 7-8 times in a very fast motion. It does have a weird little knockback, so it can be a little annoying to handle, but in general, if you have her in a bracelet, fantastic. Next best options would be coming up as number 5 would be Night Hunter. 20% HP execute is huge, but you have to really pay attention to your numbers, and if you don't want to pay attention to numbers, she's not your hero, honestly. If you can kill an enemy in 1 hit, she's useless. If you can kill an enemy in 2 hit, she's useless. If you have to kill the enemy in 4 to 5 hits, then she can be a pretty powerful hero. But if you get him to 21% and then you hit him once and that's a kill, she doesn't activate. So on the long term of being useful, I don't like her for clearing worlds. There's other heroes that can do better for increased survival chance. Just don't recommend her. Now the number 1, I shouldn't say number 1, coming in at 6 or 7 is Prophet. And I just recommend Prophet because it's obviously one of the best ways to rebirth, to grind solo. I always have Prophet on and my Flame Wizard. Those are my 2 main heroes, which is why they're 85s on both of them. I literally go nowhere without them because it's just I grind rebirths and I'm sitting at 190 already. So yeah. Next up is going to be Priest. She's amazing for survival because it's 1% of your HP every second, which can be very huge on top of other life-stealing methods. Now, if you need to clear worlds, having her would probably be one of your better choices. But because we're getting so far into the game where lifesteal can be very powerful versus healing every second, you would have to find out if having her or having Paladin would be your better choice. I say Paladin because it's 3 seconds of not taking any damage at the beginning of every wave. So that 3 seconds of lifesteal, where you don't have to worry about consequences, can probably almost over heal her. So you might be able to have more success when it comes to clearing out worlds. Now, the other hero I'm just going to talk about really quick is the Forsaken Priest. Very good hero as a support hero. Like if you have enough heroes in Eternal where you're like, okay, I can't do enough damage maybe, but I want to be able to help the team out a little bit. Forsaken Priest would be the good way to go because 5% healing every 8 seconds, but it heals the entire team of 6 people you have, can be a life-saving ability. It doesn't seem like that much, but if you're needing to swap heroes or just make a list of all the heroes recommended for something, she doesn't hurt to have. So I think that's like all the heroes that I would honestly talk about, because the rest of them are pretty useless when it comes to them being good or okay for most situations. I will put up a Skibidi tier list, and I'll put up a hero tier list in my honest opinion, and this is what I think about them. Other than that, I believe that's pretty much all I wanted to do for this video, because I don't need to show every single Titan off if they're not going to be useful to some extent. Make sure you guys are getting your event currency, because once these guys go away, I can't guarantee that they're going to come back again to the Heroes of Memoirs, or at least until somewhere down the road. And make sure, if you do not have one yet from your currency, go to this little guy right here. Go get yourself the Hybrid Aura. Hybrid is the no-brainer, no thinking aura that you don't have to do anything in the game. Attack is very nice, but then you're going to run the chances of having low HP. Now, my HP is very high because I've been playing the game for a long time. A HP aura is not bad as well, but then you're sacrificing a lot of damage. So honestly, the hybrid is the best way to go on average. And yeah, now I'm finally done. So I hope you guys got some insight about this, about which heroes are the better ones to pull up and grab. Yeah, so you guys take care.